She sold my father's future for $1. Then she tried to steal my family. They call it a hostile takeover. I call it war. 2 fronts, 1 boardroom, 1 courtroom, and only one of us is walking out with everything. The hum of a finely tuned machine. Vance stares at 3 monitors filled with complex data streams. She's leading a project to optimize the company's core RPM product, the algorithm that serves ads at lightning speed. It's her baby. Her phone buzzes. A text from David. My office. Now, it's about your dad. David closes the door. He looks pale. He slides a printed shareholder report across the desk. A single line is highlighted. David, look at the R&D expenditure for the ADAPT project, the one your father poured millions into before he died. Maya, scrolling, it's been 0 for 6 months. But the project was his passion. It was supposed to be the next big leap. David, it was. But look at the subsidiary line. Vance Innovations, a shell company Isla set up 6 months ago. I traced the IP transfer. The ADAPT algorithm, the code your father wrote the first draft of, was sold to that shell company for $1. Maya's blood runs cold. The quiet daughter, the techie, finally sees the pattern. Isla didn't just inherit the company, she's systematically stripping its most valuable future assets and hiding them. The office is pristine, a gallery of Isla's philanthropic awards. Maya, you sold Dad's project to yourself. Isla doesn't even look up from her laptop. Isla, oh, Maya, don't be dramatic. It's a restructuring. It's complicated. Maya, it's theft. From the shareholders. From me. I'm a shareholder, Isla. Isla finally looks up, a glacial smile on her face. Isla, and you're a VP of product who is consistently late, distracted, and whose recent performance reviews have been underwhelming. Honestly, if you weren't a Vance, we'd have to let you go. Focus on your RPM niche, darling. That's your level. The threat is clear. Push this, and you're fired. Discredited. Maya arrives for her weekly dinner with Chloe. They're building a pillow fort in the living room, giggling. For a moment, the corporate nightmare fades, but Isla watches from the doorway, a phone pressed to her ear. Isla, hanging up. Maya, a word. Chloe, sweetie, go to your room. When Chloe is gone, Isla's demeanor hardens. Isla, I've been speaking with my lawyers. Your recent aggressive attitude and instability are concerning. I'm filing for sole custody of Chloe. I think it's best if you have supervised visits, for her sake. Maya is stunned. This isn't just about money anymore. Isla is weaponizing her daughter. Isla, can't T. If you try to fight me on this or cause trouble at work, I'll make sure the judge sees a troubled young woman unable to hold down her job, with no stability to offer a child. Don't make me destroy you, Maya, for Chloe's sake. A classic wood-paneled office. Maya, looking smaller and more tired, sits across from Arthur Sterling. Arthur, Richard's little girl. He'd be so proud of you, you know. Not for the code, but for coming here. For fighting. Maya? She's using Chloe as a hostage to stop me from exposing her corporate fraud. And she's winning, Arthur. She's the perfect, charming CEO. I'm just the weird daughter in the corner. Arthur nods. Then we fight on 2 fronts. In family court, we show them the real Isla. And in the boardroom, we show them the real thief. We need a 2-pronged attack. And we need you to be the star witness in both. Arthur grills Isla's financial manager. He's polite, but relentless. He gets the manager to admit, under oath, that the innovation subsidiary was created on Isla's sole orders, with no board approval. Maya, working late with David, pulls server logs. She finds proof that the new high-performing algorithm now running on the main platform is, in fact, the ADAPT code. They're already using the stolen asset but not paying the company for it. Maya, dressed in a smart but not flashy suit, testifies calmly. She talks about Chloe's love of art, her favorite bedtime stories. It's heartfelt and real. Isla's lawyer tries to rattle her, bringing up her unstable work life. Arthur calls a surprise witness, the Vance tech head of HR. Under oath, the HR head reveals Isla's attempt to manipulate Maya's performance reviews. The CEO personally edited the reviews to be more negative, she states. The judge's eyebrow raises a millimeter. A special shareholder meeting has been called by a group of institutional investors. Arthur secretly rallied. The room is packed. Isla sits at the head of the table. Confident, Arthur stands, projecting documents on a large screen. Arthur, ladies and gentlemen of the board, esteemed shareholders, we are here today because of a simple question. Where is the value of your investment going? He clicks. A document appears. Arthur, this is the transfer of intellectual property. The ADAPT algorithm, the crown jewel of your company's R&D, to a private shell company, Vance Innovations, owned entirely by the CEO, Isla Vance. The price paid to Vance Technologies, $1. Murmurs erupt. Isla's face tightens. Isla, this is a gross misrepresentation. It was a strategic reorganization, HR thorough. Then why, Mrs. Vance, is that very algorithm, the one you bought for $1, currently generating millions in revenue on your platform, with none of that revenue flowing back to the parent company and its shareholders? He clicks again, a side-by-side comparison of the code signatures. An exact match. The board members are stunned. One of them, an older man with gray hair, leans forward. Board member. Isla? Is this true? Isla's confident facade cracks. She looks around the room, but for the first time finds no allies. Maya, standing up calm and clear, the RPM niche my team works on is the heart of this company. My father built it. And he built it on integrity. What, Mrs. Vance has done is not just a breach of fiduciary duty, it's a betrayal of every person in this room who trusted her. The judge, a pragmatic woman in her 60s, looks at both parties. Judge, Ms. Vance, your testimony regarding your half-sister was genuine and speaks to a deep, stable bond. Mrs. Vance, the findings from the shareholder meeting and the documented attempt to manipulate company records to impugn Ms. Vance's character have been entered into evidence in this court. She removes her glasses. Judge, character and stability are paramount in custody decisions. It is the opinion of this court that Miss Maya Vance has demonstrated remarkable stability, integrity, and character in the face of severe professional and personal provocation. Joint legal custody is granted to both parents. However, primary physical custody is awarded to Ms. Maya Vance, with a generous and specific visitation schedule for Mrs. Vance. Maya lets out a breath she feels she's been holding for a year. Sunlight streams through the trees. Maya and Chloe are sitting on a blanket painting watercolors. Chloe is showing Maya how to mix the perfect shade of purple. CLO, C, for real. Maya, for real. We're going to paint your room whatever color you want. Chloe throws her arms around Maya's neck, squeezing tight. Over Chloe's shoulder, Maya sees Isla watching from the terrace door. She looks smaller now, her armor gone. Isla gives a tiny, almost imperceptible nod. It's not an apology, but it's an acknowledgement. A surrender. Maya doesn't smile in triumph. She just holds her sister tighter. A press conference is breaking up. The headlines are clear. Vance Technologies Board osts CEO Isla Vance. Whistleblower daughter appointed head of strategic innovation. Shareholder value restored. Maya walks out of the building flanked by a confident Arthur and a beaming David. She's in a simple, well-tailored blazer. She looks like a leader. A reporter calls out, "Reporter! Ms. Vance! Any comment on your new role?" Maya pauses. She thinks of the sleepless nights, the fear of losing Chloe, the cold dread in Isla's office. Maya smiles slightly. "My comment is for the employees of Vance Technologies. The RPM team has some groundbreaking work coming. Work that my father started. Together." She walks away from the chaos, not towards a waiting car, but towards the subway. She's going home to her sister. The corporate drama is over. The important part has just begun. All right, guys, we are officially diving into episode 2 right now. Buckle up, because this one's going to be insane. Listen up, pay close attention, and whatever you do, stick around till the very end. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. If you're loving this already, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Let's go. In America, we're told, one thing growing up, work hard, stay loyal, trust your team, and you'll succeed. Daniel Mercer believed that. For 5 years, he poured everything into a tech startup he built from scratch. Until one morning, he walked into his own company and realized it wasn't his anymore. This isn't a story about violence. This is a story about betrayal. And a revenge so quiet, it sounded like success. Daniel was 29 when he quit his stable corporate job in Chicago. He wasn't reckless. He just had an idea. A software platform that helped small businesses automate payroll and compliance without expensive consultants. He coded at night. He pitched investors during the day. He skipped vacations, skipped weddings, skipped sleep. His co-founder, Marcus Hale, handled strategy. Marcus was charming, confident, always talking about scale and vision. Daniel built the product. Marcus built the connections. That was the agreement. Or so Daniel thought. One Friday afternoon, Marcus called an urgent board meeting. Daniel assumed it was funding news. It was. Just not the kind he expected. Marcus had secured a major investment deal. But there was a catch. The board had restructured leadership. Daniel was now Chief Technology Officer. Marcus was CEO. Daniel frowned. He had been CEO. Marcus smiled. Titles don't matter. We're still partners. But then came the paperwork. Shares had shifted. Voting power had changed. Clauses Daniel barely remembered signing months ago had been activated. He wasn't removed. He was diluted, legally, cleanly, strategically, betrayed. And the worst part, he had trusted Marcus enough not to double-check. Daniel didn't scream. He didn't punch walls. He didn't sue immediately. He went home, sat in the dark, and felt something heavier than anger. He felt replaceable. The company he built now had press coverage, interviews, investor spotlights, and Marcus was everywhere. Daniel stopped answering calls, stopped working out, stopped sleeping well. Not because he wanted to disappear, but because he felt erased. His parents asked, "Isn't this your company?" He forced a smile. Kind of. Depression doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like a man staring at his laptop, unable to open it. 3 months passed. Then one night, Daniel opened the original code repository, line by line, every system architecture, every automation model. He realized something important. The product wasn't the company. He was. He understood the system better than anyone alive. Marcus had the title, but Daniel had the blueprint, and blueprints can be redrawn. Instead of fighting in court, Daniel did something smarter. He resigned, quietly. No dramatic LinkedIn post, no public feud, just a 2-sentence email, wishing the company success. I'll be pursuing new opportunities. Marcus didn't worry. He should have. Daniel didn't plot destruction. He plotted improvement. He studied everything the old platform lacked: customer complaints, feature limitations, support delays. He built a new system. Faster, cleaner, more transparent pricing. This time, he kept full ownership. No co-founder, no silent clauses, no handshake trust. He launched under a different name. No press interviews, just direct outreach to small business owners. Within 6 months, his new platform surpassed his old company's user retention rate. Within 1 year, investors approached him. This time, Daniel negotiated like a surgeon. Clear terms, clear equity, clear control. Meanwhile, Marcus's company began facing internal issues: technical instability, customer churn, rising costs, because Daniel had built the foundation, and foundations matter. 2 years later, an acquisition offer came. Not for Marcus's company, for Daniel's. The valuation? Higher than the last round Marcus had celebrated publicly. The industry noticed. Articles praised Daniel's resilient comeback. Marcus reached out. "Let's talk." Daniel replied politely. "There's nothing to discuss. No anger, no threats, no revenge speech. Just distance." Marcus eventually stepped down from his CEO role after declining performance. Daniel didn't celebrate. He didn't need to. Success had spoken. Justice doesn't always arrive with drama. Sometimes it arrives with ownership papers. And silence. Betrayal can break you. Or it can educate you. Daniel didn't destroy the man who betrayed him. He outgrew him. And in the end, the title Daniel lost was nothing compared to the future he built.